What's up, y'all? It's your host with the most that does the most. JerCrispy. Welcome back to another video. It's your host with the most that does the most. JerCrispy. Welcome back to another video. Why I just say that twice? Because look at the title. Look at this very much title we have today. Joe Budden wager a war on the streamers. So Joe Budden, you got problem with the rappers? Now streamers? One X? You're old? Ain't nobody watching your podcast. Tell me one person is watching Joe Budden podcast. And that's the same thing go for Charlamagne. Ain't nobody watching y'all podcast no more. Y'all disrespect people. Y'all disrespect artists. Y'all disrespect people in the community. Y'all try to make y'all stuff like y'all big boys and stuff, but y'all not no big boys. Like, calm down. You're not into that level. I'm just speaking facts. So hey, Joe Budden got a problem with me and Charlamagne, whatever that boy name, tell him to play this clip too. And I'm gonna have something to respond back to them boys too. Ain't nobody watch y'all freaking interviews no more, but y'all still want to be popping because y'all old ass niggas. Ain't got shit to do with their life. Look how old that nigga is. Like, nigga, you will listen to what he got to say? Hell no. Let's see the bullshit he got with us today.
What's poppin', y'all? It looks like Joe Budden got under the skin of two of the top streamers in the game, and Amy Ross and Kai Cenat. They both had different responses to what Joe Budden had to say. I'll play the clips. We'll see if it can roll through. If it doesn't, I'll just summarize it for you guys.
Y'all little streaming don't always run shit. Shut the up. Adults are out. Yeah. Pocket handkerchief sales. Yeah. Got fly shit on. Real execs, business people, you little fucking fucks. Shut up for a change. I'm so sick of these niggas. We only get to do this once a year. Well, listen, we gotta rush behind Killer Mike. Killer Mike won. We gotta let
Dude. Shut the fuck up sometimes. Like, real nigga shit. Shut the fuck up. Like, you dead ass need to just shut the fuck up and get off the mic. Nigga, down there, you should be sitting at a retirement home or go sitting on a rocking chair watching your grandkids playing sports or watching your kids. Down there, you can't be doing that. Hating on another nigga. What they doing? Just because you ain't streaming. Just because you ain't getting the money as they getting the money. Since you not popping as they popping. Look, it's cool. It's cool to do, your own podcast and chat and all that about, different stuff. But once you come to talking about rappers, YouTubers, you talk about streamers, you talking about people that ain't never said nothing about you and their lifestyle, it's done. Like, it really you have nothing else to say after this, dude. Like, dude, if you ever spoke to me, I would have came for you and beat you up on some real nigga shit. Like, give it for me.
let these know what the we really think.
I'm saying.
Every single time somebody starts something, it don't even be me. It be them. They talking about me, so let's talk about them. This is what we have here is a case of old nigga syndrome, my nigga. Listen to me. I'm a 22-year-old
Nigga syndrome. Hey, I ain't never thought about that. Yeah, old nigga syndrome.
young adult who likes to sit in his room and naturally, like everybody else, react to music and things like that. Okay? If I think Spider-Man should have won Superhero of the Year, but you think Green Lantern should have won, and Green Lantern wins, okay, it's your opinion. I'm not familiar with Killer Mike. I was just saying, I felt like Utopia and won. Bro, why did I feel like y'all start talking about streaming, bro? Stop doing that, bro. Like, we some little niggas, my nigga. I would buy you, my nigga. Do you understand that, bro? You say it don't come off as hating, but you always bringing me up, bro. Relax, my nigga. It's okay. That's the thing, bro. Y'all don't ever, like, have respect to the old niggas, for sure. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Like, respect to him for sure. The only thing I would say I was wrong at was like not even able to like do my research on Killer Mike and shit like that. But in the moment, if I want to voice my opinion, I'm gonna voice my opinion. 100%, bro. The young niggas think Utopia is fire. Let the young niggas think Utopia is fire. You feel me? The reason why shit going so crazy right now and y'all not being able to comprehend shit is because it's just simply a new wave of niggas, bro. Shout out to Killer Mike. You feel what I'm saying? If I think this should have won that, okay, let it win. I could put up like 20 clips of you doubting every 2016 freshman nigga. And look at them boys right now, bro. Y'all don't know what streaming was. Keep it like that. Because y'all don't understand it or y'all don't get the chance to understand it. And it's completely fine. Every time when some shit go on, it's somebody mentioning me. Chat, I be minding my fucking business, dude. And you talk about other niggas' careers, bro. Joe, you got one hit, Joe. Joe, pump it up. Like, you got one hit, though. No offense to your career and shit like that. Just let the young niggas flourish, bro, and everything will be all right.
As a matter of fact, let me take over. Let the young niggas do them, nigga. Your time was fucking, bro, ages ago, nigga. Like, damn there, nigga, you should not even be talking as this, like, nigga, like, dead ass. Shut your old ass up, bro. Like, on some real nigga shit. Like, nobody give a fuck what you gotta say, Joe Budden, or whatever the fuck your pussy ass name is, bro. Stop speaking on us YouTubers and fucking streamers or rappers and all that shit, bro. Like, that goes for Charlamagne too, was speaking on anybody. Hey, cause they old and saggy.
Other than
Chris,
that,
nigga.
be amazing. God bless. Have an amazing day.
Oh God, once again.
So I thought this was entertaining. I don't think Joe Budden actually has a problem with these guys. It's just content. Joe Budden knows how to rile people up. There's no way Joe Budden is actually upset that these streamers are popping. Now, I will say that Joe Budden has a point when he says, you guys don't run anything. If you don't even know who Killer Mike is, that's insane. And this is the problem that I have with a lot of people that were upset with the verdict here. Now, keep in mind, the last time Travis Scott's album, which was Astroworld, got snubbed at the Grammys, it lost to Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy. And now that is the greatest robbery. Everyone keeps focusing on, Macklemore and Kendrick Lamar, like what, 10 years ago? Or who knows how long ago? No. The biggest robbery is Cardi B Invasion of Privacy winning over not only Astroworld, but the Pusha T album that came out that same year. And it was another album, too, that definitely should have won over hers. Was it Mac Miller, Swimming? Yeah, it was Macklemore Swim, the one with the, who was the other artist? Was it Amy Winehouse? It was somebody's bathroom. So those were the options, and Invasion of Privacy won. Any other album could have won and it would have made sense. But circling back, people are talking about this rap album of the year, Killer Mike. I think the problem that a lot of people have is they get upset when a more popular album or artist wins that's not hip-hop or that they don't listen to. But when it's a less popular artist in the same genre that wins, they're upset because the more popular artist that they like didn't win. And they frame it as, man, who knows this guy? Nobody even knows this person. Man, this ain't the Billboard Awards. Billboard Awards is, who sold the most, who topped the charts, all of that stuff. Like, for instance, when Macklemore won, and pretty much everybody that's hating on the Killer Mike decision and saying, man, Utopia, they would have been upset at the Macklemore decision. But Macklemore was smoking hot. He was the hottest. He was sunburned with how smoking hot he was that year. The dude had smash hit on.
Oh, but I thought he was finna go with that gay shit, bro. But pause though.
Smash hit. It was kind of an independent album, kind of not. It was him and his producer. They did that all on their own, and it was wildly successful and famous. And Kendrick Lamar, let's not get it twisted. He was popping, but he wasn't popping like Macklemore to like a wider, broader audience. But people were upset with that. Okay, makes sense. So why would you be upset at this outcome? And the thing is, if you don't even know who Killer Mike is, and you don't even know that he was part of the... I'm not saying you need to listen to everything Killer Mike dropped. Absolutely not. That's absurd. But for you to not know who this person is, and to just not have listened to any of his music, and then be like, why would this guy win? What is wrong with you? Like, when Bach ended up winning, and Kanye like kind of went up stage and went back down and had like a couple of comments to say after, the immediate thing that I did was I looked him up, I saw who he was, and I listened to the album that won before forming any type of judgment. Because my first thing is, oh, whoa, who's this guy? I don't know who he is. But instead of being arrogant and thinking, man, why the hell would this guy win? How much of a fool would I look like if I have that initial response and then I listen to his music and I find out the dude's amazing? And that dude Bach is amazing. Dude plays like 12 instruments, something like that. Probably less. But Dude plays a ton of instruments. That album was amazing. He makes great music. He's not the best-selling guy. He's not super, super famous. He's not on top 10 on the Hot 100, but the guy makes great music. It made sense why he won. And it's the same thing with Killer Mike. Now, I didn't listen to this Killer Mike album. I'm going to keep it a buck. But, I've known his work in the past, and he's largely been, number one, consistent, and he hasn't even won that many things. So, if you guys even remember, I think it's been posted everywhere. On To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar was shouting out Killer Mike. And I know these young bucks are listening to Kendrick Lamar. That's like the same era you could say as, well, I wouldn't say same era. Travis Scott came up a couple of years after, but people like Kai and Aiden, they're listening to Kendrick Lamar. They'll show some respect to Kendrick Lamar. So when he says like, yo, what you kids are paying attention to is not representative of an entirely different demographic, which is adults. And let's keep it a buck. Like, I think Kai Cenat even said this. He's like, yo, my audience is not, your audience are children. Same thing with Aiden Ross. Like, it's there, I would say, rarely is anybody above 25 consistently watching these guys. The majority of people that are watching them on the regular are between the ages of 10 and 19, maybe like 20, 21, which is cool. Like, it doesn't make you like less than or lame, maybe to some people, but there's a generation of, there's multiple generations of adults. And it's kind of like when people say stuff like, yo, Playboi Carti or Youngboy, for example, like these people both had young audiences, and they'll say, man, Playboi Carti and Youngboy, man, these guys are known globally. No, they're not. What are you talking about? And every time I say this, when I...
So you telling me, you're saying Youngboy and Playboi Carti is not known properly around the world? Around the world? Nigga, you fucking drunk. So stupid ass up.
I say someone's not a global artist, they're like, nah, man, like me and my homies in Rwanda listen to Playboi Carti. Okay, like, respectfully, that doesn't make somebody a global artist. There's probably an artist with 100,000 monthly listeners that has 2 people listening to him in South Africa, 1 person listening to him in Japan, and another person listening to him in Mongolia. That doesn't make him a global artist. A global artist means that not only does your influence spread, but if you went to these places, you would have a large amount of people, like tens of thousands, if not more, that would be willing to go to a show. That's why these people tour globally. Now, Africa is a market.
No, it's like, dumbass nigga, he can't explain shit, right? It's like, okay, if I go on tour, let's say I want to go on tour, I want to go to Houston, I want to go to Austin, I want to go to Miami, I want to do a tour in Las Vegas, I want to do a tour in New Orleans, I want to go do a tour in freaking South Carolina. What other stuff? What other place you could go get? Philly, Los Angeles, and freaking Dallas, Texas, and all that, bro. That's how you get like a bunch of global. Why you just got to go to a lot of tours? You got to do a lot of tours. A lot of people feel your music like that.
Do a show in South Africa, but for the most part, even global artists don't really do shows there. But Youngboy and Playboi Carti, these guys are not really popping. And you can just check, do yourself a favor, go to YouTube charts and just look up charts of different countries. Go to the UK, look up the YouTube charts for music, see where, or start at the US, see where they fall in the US, Playboi Carti and Youngboy. And then
that nigga is a dumbass. Nigga, Youngboy is the second person. Nigga, stop scrolling. He's the second person. He's beating Drake and Taylor. You can't tell me what? What? And you say Drake is better? Tell me that. Look at the YouTube charts. The views. It got more views than him. Come on, now. Man, what?
Then go to the UK and see where they fall. And then go to...
Dude, ain't nobody be on the UK like that. Like, be for real with yourself. Come on now. Like, nothing against my UK subscribers if I do got some UK subscribers. But, like, there's no point of doing all that. Like, that's stupid.
To Japan and see where they fall. And then go to, I don't know, Egypt and see where they fall.
Oh,
and then go to Brazil and see where they fall. You're going to see that sometimes they're not even in the top 100. Meanwhile, other US acts, like for example, like Kanye West, Drake, they'll fall in the top 100 of these other countries. Hell, even back
because freaking Drake is from the UK. Obviously.
For some of these other countries, he's going to fall in that top 100. That's what makes them global artists. But when people are focused and they're kind of in this bubble, which is what I think these streamers are in, where they're hanging out with other streamers who pretty much echo their same, I wouldn't say opinions, because they have different opinions, but echo their same view on what's lit and what's not, and the kids buy into the same thing, that they're shocked when outcomes like this happen, which I'm going to keep it a buck. I was not shocked because when I saw the Grammy nominations, I was like, whoa, these are some interesting nominations for this year. Like, there are a lot of other albums, that could have been up there. Like Gunna, it made sense, right? Nas, I didn't think that Magic 2 was going to be it, but you know, it was up there. Utopia, Heroes and Villains, yeah, it made sense. Now, would I say Heroes and Villains was a great album, but this is actually really surprising because it was a producer's album. I think any one of these could have won. So it's no surprise. Gift and a Curse, I don't think that one would have won. It was one of the best albums of last year, but last year was relatively weak for mainstream artists. I think it had a great storyline too, the Gunna album, despite great storyline in terms of engagement, despite whether you think of it positively or negatively. But I didn't really like the response that Aiden and Kai kind of gave this guy, which is like, hey, the ironic thing was telling someone that they're more humble than them, when Joe Budden is pretty humble for what he'd been able to do and what he's been able to accomplish. Like, who was another rapper that started podcasting and had a successful podcast? Joe Budden was like doing a lot of things on the internet before the majority of other people caught on, and he could talk about that all the time, yet he doesn't. And it's the irony of telling someone you're more humble than them when you're kind of like trying to sun them is ironic in and of itself. But I just think it's for content as well. Like, he has to kind of get mad at him for the content to get views. And I just think the money thing is lame because, like, money nowadays is not what it once was. Like, it was once a metric for not just hard work, but ingenuity and kind of like, especially if it was done legally, it was like something respectable. But now you've got
this game, you're not ready for it.
Yeah, I'm not ready for it. Ain't look boring.
Dude, you could work your hardest, and there are chicks that are making $1 million on OnlyFans. For you, $1 million a month on OnlyFans. Like, for you to make, like, you can't even compare money at that point. If kind of like the doors have opened to unscrupulous characters to make money. And Aiden Ross, let's keep it a buck, the majority of his wealth comes from and came from promoting shady online crypto casino gambling. So yeah, I mean, Kai, I would say like he's like a legitimate straight shooter. He's made his money in ways that aren't exploitative. I kind of don't like to use that word because it rubs me the wrong way because it's misused a lot of the times. But I think we can say like someone shilling like a certain type of gambling is exploitative to a degree, especially to a children's audience. Now, when the bag is that big, I understand why people decide to look the other way, but that's also how we get a lot of problems in our society when people decide to look the other way for things that don't necessarily bother them and they don't see the effects of. That's a conversation for another day, one that I don't really like to have right now. But yeah, I don't think Joe Budden cares about money. And it's also, it gets to a point, when is it enough money? It's like, Joe Budden's definitely a millionaire. Like, he's got a nice home. He doesn't really have to worry about money. He can buy a car, any car he wants. He can buy, I don't know, flight that he wants. Maybe he can't fly private all the time. I don't think he even really cares to travel unless he's going on vacation or something. So like, let's just say Joe Budden makes $1 million a year, right? I mean, Joe Budden probably sees this, he'd be like, man, that's disrespectful saying I make $1 million a year, especially now that I'm taking these sponsorships. But let's just say Joe Budden makes $1 million a year, right? Like, does Aiden Ross making, I don't know, let's just say 50, right? Let's skyball Aiden Ross. Does Aiden Ross making $50 million a year and Kai Cenat making $30 million a year? Like, is that really that much different? Like, what can they do? I mean, either way, these guys are sitting at the crib. Aiden Ross self-admittedly sits at the crib the majority of the day on like a Discord call with his homies, which there's nothing wrong with. But what does you having that much more money like give you over him? Now, there is a big deal when like someone's living in a crabby apartment and they've got like rats and roaches, and then maybe they're living in a decently spacious place and maybe now they've got a home. But once everything's covered, it's like, what are you even flexing about? And to who? I just don't get it. Maybe I never like was so money focused, which probably like a problem that I should take a look at, and I probably should focus on making more money. But I just don't see why making a 50, 100 million is so much better under certain circumstances. This is how music went. But regardless, Joe Budden managed to keep a career. It's not like Joe Budden
He just chatting about his freaking career and all that. That's not the point of the public. We wanted to know Aiden Ross side of the story too, dude. But sometimes some people can't just mess up a video and all that just to do this and that. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow all social media that did pop up on the screen. See y'all when I see y'all. Love y'all to the bottom of my heart. And we on the road to 300.